interesting that I want to discuss today. So today I thought I should discuss something different, right? Right, every day I discuss only about English. So
Mm-hmm.
I have seen everyone have some weird habit. So why not
Okay.
let's discuss some weird habit that people do unconsciously. If I talk
Okay.
about you, so can you share any habit that you do unconsciously, like biting your nail or shaking your
Mm.
leg, talking to yourself? There are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
habits that we do unconsciously. So
Yeah. Hi, Priyanka. It's been a while, right?
yeah, I love your energy, the way you speak, your energy. Even though
Yeah.
you take a call since morning, right? I think since 12.
Yeah, I do. But I do
But
eat in between. I try staying hydrated because or else we won't move ahead, right? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
a nap sounds good though. I mean, usually over here, right? So in our area, what we do is once we tend to eat heavily for lunch. So what happens is after lunch, we are in this sleep hazy state where we just
exactly.
wanna we just wanna take a nap. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna pull through with my sessions because this is something that I love to do. And I'm
Your
so
sound,
excited I got to talk to you. It's been a while, right?
thank you so much. Your sound is energetic, right? But your eyes is not energetic. You
Yeah,
are feeling
exactly.
sleepy.
I am feeling sleepy, but I'm pulling through because this is fun. I think the last time we talked, it was right before Diwali, right?
hmm Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So
uh,
how has things been since then? How was the celebrations in general?
Yeah, everything went well and smoothly. I really enjoyed, and Diwali is also one of my favorite festivals. So I really enjoyed with my family, my son, husband.
Mm-hmm.
So we all enjoyed it. What about you? Did you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy this festival?
So I don't celebrate the festival,
You told
sadly.
me.
Yeah. So and I ended up working that day. It's pretty sad actually on my end.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully in the coming days we do have a couple of celebrations coming. So maybe I might catch up on the firecrackers and bursting and everything, and probably try to have some of me time, if we can say that, right? Time with
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. So
Oh,
yeah. What do you want to do today? Is there something in particular that your viewers are curious about, or should we just talk about English and
yeah.
the
So today,
things that,
today I have
yeah?
something. Wait, can you tell
So,
me
so
any habit?
something that I've noticed and people have called me out on. Maybe you might have noticed too. I wouldn't say for sure, but yeah, I tend to nod a lot when I'm listening to someone. It's a little it's a little too much. Okay, I'm like doing this all the time, and yeah, I've tried to get past it. So we all are aware of the habits that we have, right? The behavioral habits that we have. So it's something that I tried to get past, but somehow I end up nodding a little too much. And most of the time, what happens is a little unpleasant for the person who's speaking because it's very distracting. Okay, this person. Okay, so I think it comes from so during our younger days, right? And we've all been in school, so the teachers will consistently ask, okay, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? So I nodding just started happening from that age, and it got worse over time. So I just keep nodding. So yeah, that is something that I have. What's a quirky habit that you have?
Okay, so earlier I had a habit of shaking my leg. So whenever I sat on the sofa or on the chair, I just shake my leg. Even during a school days or college day, I used to do. But people
Mm-hmm.
pointed me a lot. Even my mom said it's not considered to be auspicious, right? We should not shake our leg. And
Mm-hmm.
then I stopped it somehow. If people pointed you again and again, then and if I then realized, yeah, it's not good habit, and then I stopped it. So now I feel
Mm-hmm.
like now I don't shake my leg. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but now I feel like I love to talking to any object. Like whenever
Mm-hmm.
whenever I
Yeah.
eat any spicy food, and I have seen like other member loves to eat that food,
Uh-huh.
then I talk to that food like how people loves to
Okay.
eat you. I because I
Okay.
don't eat spicy food now, so I don't
Okay.
like. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, even I think yeah, yesterday I was eating biryani, right? In
Mm-hmm.
Hyderabad, biryani is very famous. People loves to
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
biryani.
Even we've heard of it. We talk about the Malabari biryani and we talk about the Hyderabadi biryani maybe when
Yeah.
we try to have it. So yeah.
But I can't eat that biryani with curd or raita. That is very compulsory for me because
Oh,
that is little spicy, right? So people
okay.
who don't like spicy, they will not like, and the people who
Mm-hmm.
loves to eat spicy food, they loves to it. Like in my
Mm-hmm.
family, everyone loves to eat biryani. Means that time they don't want any disturbance. They just want to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I feel like why people love to eat this biryani, even I don't like. It
Mm-hmm.
happened several times with me. So I love to talk to any object.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But that can be seen as a weird habit, right? It's a cute habit. It's nice that see, I think to some extent most of the people they talk to themselves, right?
Hmm.
Right. So talking to themselves, talking to an object is completely fine. I see a lot of people. Sometimes I might also unconsciously do it. You step out, you see animals, you see birds, and
Hmm.
you try to it comes out automatically. So I even have a pet over here. So I think it's from
Okay.
talking to my dog. That habit ends up expanding as well. Sometimes you end up seeing a bird, and then it comes. So I think rather than a weird habit, it's more of a quirky habit that you have. Unlike the first one. So when it comes to shaking, like I think it's something that is very common when people tend to
Hmm.
think too much, right? It's a way of coping, I feel, right?
Yeah, but I have noticed if someone has any weird habit, but if people pointing him again and again, and if that people realize it, so they can stop that habit, right? Like biting
Mm-hmm.
their nail. As I said, I have seen a lot of people have habit this, like while talking to anyone, they just bite their nail like this. Or if they are
Yeah.
sitting ideal again, they biting their nail. But if someone again pointing them, they can stop it. Do you feel so?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true because I think rather than holding on to our habits, if we get the feeling that maybe it is proving to be a hindrance to the
Hmm.
way someone, because we cannot always look at what we are comfortable with, right? We live in a society, so we have to make sure that the other person or the person that we're conversing with, they do not find something that we do unpleasant or
Hmm.
yeah. So because of that, I think we all try to better I try to make ourselves better on a daily basis. You and I, if we just taking both of us for example, we try to be or present better versions of ourselves, right, on a daily basis. So I think this is something that happens most of the time, and there are certain habits that we might have to urgently get past, because even in terms of biting nails, right, rather than the habit, it's also not something that's very healthy, because nails tend to hold on to a lot.
Yeah.
Even see, I like nail painting a lot, but even then too, I would say it's not something that can be healthy in the long run, right? You do it consistently,
Hmm.
because as Indians we eat with our hands, right?
Hmm.
And polish doesn't work well when that happens. So yeah, I think these are some habits. So a habit like that is something that you can try to get past, right?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think there are some things that it's always fun to get past. The others, as long as it's not proving to be a hindrance, it's completely fine. For example, you talking to objects, that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So has that ever
Mhm.
happened to you where you've observed some another person's habit that you thought, okay, it bugs me, but it's not a problem for other people? Has that ever happened to you?
Hmm. Yeah, there are several times it happened with me too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't say to that people because I feel like that might people not take it in a right way. So I don't tell
Mm-hmm.
him. So I
Mm-hmm.
just ignore him. It's okay that if he's having, let him do. But if someone is
Mm-hmm.
my relatives or my family member and someone is doing like this and I have a problem with that habit, then definitely I'll say share with him or I'll share with him. So that
Mm-hmm.
time
So
I do.
yeah, yeah. I think ultimately what matters is you need to have a comfortable space with the person in order to
Hmm.
share what you're feeling, right? I think that's
Hmm.
the baseline of any relationship. If you do not have that intimacy with a person, it's always best to not try and impose ourselves into their lives and their habits,
Hmm.
right? So like you said, because you have that comfortable space with your family, because you have a
Yeah.
good bond with them, it makes sense for you to correct them. And it's a good habit as well if we can help other people get past their behavioral habits that can be a sort of a problem, but at the same time too, that comfort level and the level of familiarity that the both of the people share is important. So I think
Hmm.
this extends to beyond behavioral habits. Won't you agree, Priyanka? Even with life as well, boundaries is
Exactly.
something that should be crossed only if it's permissible. Has that ever happened to you where maybe you felt like your personal space was invaded, or along those lines? It's something that everybody faces, right? It can be something as simple as, okay, maybe for example, you have a particular way of organizing something, and if there's a slight change in that, then you tend to. So has that ever happened to you, something along those lines?
No, I feel like I don't notice this kind of thing. Sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
don't notice. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of people struggle with this because even I do to an extent because when you tend to like things set in a certain way,
Hmm.
it's a bugger as well because you might be like, okay, try turning it a little bit to the right. It's a little
Hmm.
bit this is there. So it's what's interesting about behavioral habits and things that we retain from our childhood is we might not realize we have this until and unless someone calls us out on it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Right, for example, you
Yeah.
talked about you having the tendency to shake your legs all the time, right? So you might not have noticed it before, but it
Hmm.
took
Hmm.
someone to say that to you. So I think that's very interesting how we can often get ignorant of the way we present ourselves, right?
Exactly. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. According to you, what skills are most important for success in today's workplace?
Okay, it depends on what the workplace demands. There are a couple of basic skills that everyone must possess, especially in this world. And the first one that I would say, obviously, language. We are primarily
Hmm.
using this platform for the language. I think language skills is something that is unquestionably something that everybody should have because especially I would say if you have a good grasp on English, that's well and good because
Yeah.
in the professional space when you look at English, it's a global language. It's what's required everywhere and it's a language that you use to communicate with people across cultures, right? It's always
Hmm.
fun to learn other languages as well. I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn. Of course, you should learn other languages, you should learn other cultures, you should retain and try to express your own language and cultures. But at the same time, too, having English fluency helps a lot. So
Exactly.
that's one thing that I would say. And another skill that a person can have is discipline. It's something that I get lectured a lot as well. I'm not good with time discipline at all. So if somebody has that, I would say they are in for a very successful career because if we don't respect time, time won't respect us. That's
Hmm.
what I believe.
Hmm.
So we cannot, if you are, especially when you are going for a 9 to 5 job or when you're going for a job with a fixed schedule, we need to make sure that we are getting the work done in that schedule. So that immediacy, that time discipline is something that people should have. And the next is to be relevant, I would say, because time and technology is moving in a very fast manner in today's world. Daily we see a lot of updates going on in different fields, so I think being relevant, knowing what's out there and engaging yourself with whatever is the good side of technology is always good because you need to know. Okay, I have a native saying over here, that okay, I'm not going to use it, but yeah, basically what it says is if the if the village is running, you have to run along with it at the center. So in
Hmm.
my
I have
yeah,
heard it. Yeah.
yeah. So what it means is if you come across a technological advance or if you look at a reform or something along those lines happening, you have to make sure that you're at the center of it. You're moving
Hmm.
along with that. So that is something that you need in the professional space as well. Always ensure that you are familiar with what are the changes in the field. And of course, at the end of it all, know what you're applying for. Skill is necessary for any job over the
Hmm.
language, over everything. The rest can be taught, but skill is something that you have to develop on your own. That is
Hmm.
a place where you cannot be assisted by anyone else. So yeah, I think if all of this you get all of this in a good package, then it's good. But then again, nothing is fixed, right? Won't you agree, Priyanka? We cannot say that all of this is something that a person can carry throughout their whole life. We do not come across
Hmm.
somebody, or else you might have to be perfect to an extent where you're idealistic, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that it's a balance. Try to achieve
Yeah,
as much as you can. There will be
exactly.
shortcomings along the way. So yeah.
Hmm.
Has
Yeah,
that ever
that's
happened?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I can completely relate to this because what I feel like communication skill is very important because whenever you are looking any job, the first thing that always you will be asked, like, how's your communication level? So I think that's why it doesn't matter how much educated you are, but if you are not able to articulate your thoughts, so it's very difficult to find any job, right? So that time
Absolutely.
education doesn't matter for you. So first thing, I think communication skill is very important, whether we talk about verbal or non-verbal. So I think that is the first demand in these days. And the
Mm-hmm.
second thing, as you said again, time management. Again, that is very important. because most of the people have only one problem, like I don't have time, how will I do that? Because they,
Yeah,
I think they waste their time. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone and we have to do.
absolutely.
That is
I
very
totally
important.
agree.
Like
Yes,
you are
yes,
doing,
yes.
like you are doing right now.
Oh, don't remind me. See, this is what I'm still learning, but yeah, I think I can be seen as an example of what happens if you don't have enough time management or time discipline, because that's very necessary in life.
Mm,
Yeah.
I have realized during, like in my life experience, I can say I have realized management is very important. And
Mm-hmm.
the third thing is, again, you said like we should keep updated ourselves. Suppose if you hired in a degree like 4 and 5 years ago, but now you can't say like I have done this one. It's okay if you have done it, but there are a lot of technology, and in this era, like AI era, we have to be updated ourselves if you really want to be successful. So these are the thing I think that is very important. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's how, as you said, we have to balance it. I think that
Mm-hmm.
is very important in this era.
And I
That's
think,
how I feel.
unfortunately, most of the time we fall short with the balancing, because I think today people live multiple lives all at once. There's so much
Hmm.
happening in your life, so you have to allot space for everything. Perhaps 20 to 30 years ago, it's fine. You go to work, you come back, and whatever's there back home, it's good. But now people have multiple jobs, people have
Hmm.
multiple commitments, people have
Hmm.
there's just so much happening in their life. So I think that's one of the reasons why time management and not being able to fully perform in one field is something that a lot of people face, that I face
Exactly.
too, I would say, because sometimes you end up taking a lot more than what you can handle, and yeah, it becomes overwhelming. So I think that having good time management helps a lot. Yeah,
Exactly. So now you are doing this part-time job or it's your full-time?
it's part-time for me, because like I said, this is an educational space for me as well,
Okay,
where I
okay.
get to
What are you
brush up
doing
my
right now?
skills. I am a student as well. I'm
Uh,
a tutor and a student as well. I'm doing my studies parallelly because
So
I
what
got
are
a
you doing? Like you're a
journalism.
post-graduation, what?
Journalism. Yeah,
Journalism?
I'm
Okay.
learning journalism. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds fancy, but it's a lot. Like Queen said, time discipline is something that I struggle with a lot. So yeah. And with journalism, the thing is, it's very vast now. You have so many fields within journalism. When you take mass comm and you
Mm-hmm.
look at it, there's digital, there's internet, and there's digital, there's electronic, there's broadcast, there's print, there's just so many areas. There's
Oh my
advertising.
God. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have to learn all of this, and you have no idea where you're gonna stay or where you're gonna apply to. So yeah, that's also there. But tutoring is something that I like, because I like speaking, I like meeting new people, and I like being able to be of some help, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that if you possess knowledge in an area, or not even just knowledge, if you can help someone out in an area that you're familiar with, I think it's good, as long
Yeah.
as the person gets the feeling that they are finding your sessions or your tutoring to be helpful. Of course, that needs to be there. You have to be a good teacher for that, and the
Exactly.
tutors cannot be the judges. The students have to be the ones to say that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
want to ask you one more thing. Do you feel you speak too fast?
I speak very fast. I've been said. I've been told this a lot. I tend to. I think it's because so yeah, I think there's a lot to do with my native language as well. So I'm a Malayali, right? So in Malayalam, we speak
Okay.
very fast in our
Okay.
native language. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that came or penetrated into my English speaking. I don't know, or maybe it's just
Mm-hmm.
the way. It's just something that I do as well. I do not know. I speak very fast, and most of the time
Yeah.
people might not catch up on what I'm saying, that I have to say that again.
For
Even now
me,
too.
like
Yeah.
like for me, it's okay. I understand very easily whatever you said. But I feel
Mhm.
like people who are a beginner, sometimes they might feel struggle to
Oh,
understand you.
yeah, oh yeah. I've gone through this, where when I'm speaking, then they'll be like, okay, can you say that once again? I don't I it's a flaw, I would say, because
Yeah.
you need to make sure that whatever you're communicating, it's clear, right? And
Hmm.
when you talk fast, most of the time it sounds very gibberish, and it doesn't give the other person a space to speak as well. So yeah, maybe this is a behavioral flaw that I should work on rather than nodding my head. Yeah. So see,
How are you in your real life? Are you too talkative or are you kind of introvert?
I talk a lot. I think
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why this happens. Yeah,
Yeah, we can
yeah.
say.
So I think it comes. I think our native influence comes into our English speaking as well to some extent, right? There are some things that you can associate with perhaps people of Hyderabad alone, some characteristics that you incorporate into your speech, even if it's English, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's
So
as we are a human being and it's our nature, right? As we grow up
yeah.
with our local language, so while learn any second language, so definitely it will come in our languages.
Absolutely. And I
So
think
it's
it's
common.
beautiful too. Yeah, because
Yeah, it's
you,
beautiful.
yeah,
Hmm.
for example, you see that diversity through the language, right? Which is one of the reasons why it's always fun to pick up on different accents. Even when you look at the way, perhaps, okay, you just take India, for example. When you look at the different states in India, perhaps what is the English that's spoken in one state is different from the English that's spoken in another state. The way
Hmm.
in which certain words are articulated or certain sounds are articulated is very different. And I think
Hmm.
it's because we have the native influence. And I think that's beautiful. It shows that English can be flexible at the same time. It's a way for us to retain our culture as well, right?
Exactly. And even in India now, English is a way where we can speak to each other, right? Like your mother tongue is Malayalam, my mother tongue
Mm-hmm.
is Hindi. So I don't know Malayalam. So it might be very difficult for me to talk to you. But because of English, we can discuss very friendly way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which is why I think learning English is something that has to be mandatory in the present world because
Mm,
everybody uses it as a language for communication. It's the language that's used professionally. So having a good grasp on English, I think it helps when you don't look at it as something that is a different entity. Because if we can find a way to approach it in a friendly manner and incorporate it into our lives, like this friend that tags along, then yeah, that's good,
mhm. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
All
of
the while
course.
retaining the best of your culture as well. In fact, I would say you can even use English to express a lot of things that happens in your culture very beautifully. We talked about Diwali, right? It's a very
Hmm.
cultural festival,
Yeah,
but we
yeah,
use
it's true.
English. Use English to
Mm-hmm.
speak in it, right? So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
this is the thing that I also like it because through English we learn a lot of things whenever I meet someone from different state and they share their any festival, any culture. So
Mm-hmm.
here we get to know a lot of things and that I
Mm-hmm.
really like. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a space for you to exchange your experiences or
Hmm.
memories without
Mm-hmm.
language being a problem or a boundary,
Hmm.
right? So yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think
Okay.
we had a bit more of a deep full insight today. We rather than just talking about English, we tried to expand a little bit. Thank you, Priyanka, for that. You came up with wonderful questions that I also had a lot of fun answering. And yeah,
Mhm. Thank
I
you.
did pick up on a couple of my behavioral flaws as well along the way. So thank you for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
as we have talked a lot, so have you noticed anything about me in which area should I work on it or anything?
Oh,
Uh,
no, no, no. I usually don't notice habitual instincts or behavioral things that is very unique to a person. I don't tend to notice that a lot because most of the energy is spent speaking. So you don't
Exactly.
have a lot of time to notice other things. But
Mm,
yeah, no, not at all. I think you are at a, even if we are, if I were to compare our first session together, right?
mhm.
And our current session now, your language has been drastically different. It's a lot more relaxed, it's a lot more comfortable. You
Exactly, it
are,
happened.
I think, yeah, I
Mhm.
think that comfort space, right? Getting to know a person helps definitely. And I think the session is also a way for us to polish our language, right?
Yeah, so now it seems
uh,
like we are very familiar. We talk to someone who I know
yeah,
her,
yeah,
so
it
it's
feels
like
it
this.
feels effortless. I think that is
Exactly.
something that you
Mm,
can tell your viewers as well who are trying to learn the language, because you need to push yourself out there, you need to try
mm,
and talk to people, because only that brings in the comfort. The rest is
exactly.
on the grammar, the pronunciation that needs to be there. Obviously you need to learn grammar, you need to learn the vocabulary, but talking helps a lot because it helps you ease into the language along with
Mm,
added knowledge from the written text or the material that you were provided with, right? Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully, yeah, let your viewers find inspiration of some sort of that in
Yeah.
their lives. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for another exciting session, Priyanka. This was a fun, catch up that I got to do. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your energetic sound. Whenever I watch your video, even with anyone else, right? So
Mm-hmm.
every time I just like about you because you are looking so energetic. If someone is so energetic, so somewhere we are more feel like to talk to them, right? Otherwise, if someone is very serious or they are not energetic, so sometimes we feel like boring or somehow we just want to complete the session. But with you, I really enjoy it. Even though
Oh,
like
that's
today you are like initially you were feeling sleepy, but the way you handle everything, it's really commendable.
that's really sweet of you, Priyanka. Yeah, but the person also helps, right? On the other side,
Exactly.
I get energetic by seeing your commitment as
Hmm.
well. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's also something that we gotta talk about. So as
Hmm.
always, thank you for making the session creative, Priyanka. Hats off to you.
Okay.
And yeah, hopefully we get another one soon, right?
Sure, sure. Okay, bye
Yeah.
bye.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye. Bye.